In one of the previous videos, we reacted to this girl saying what the role of a biblical husband is. But now we're going to look at what she has to say about what the role is of the biblical wife. So let's go.
Let's talk about 7 roles of a biblical wife according to the Bible. Number 1, she submits to her husband. It's so important to allow your husbands to lead you and trust in their authority. Colossians 3 verse 8 says, "Wives, submit to your husbands as is fitting to the Lord."
And this is a big one in this day and age. We're always talking about it. You know, men saying they want their women to submit to them, women saying that they don't want to, or they can't find men who are worth submitting to. It's very, very important. Some people miss the reason why, but it's because women want leaders. They want someone who they can trust to take control and lead the family. So that's the reason why.
Number 2, a biblical wife honors and respects her husband. Ephesians 5:33 says, "Let the wife see that she respects her husband."
And, you know, in the last video, we did talking about the role of a biblical husband. There was the command from God to love his women. And we always kind of dive into it, talking about the fact that love and respect are, you know, things that men and women need, right? Women really want love from their husbands, but likewise, men actually want respect from their women.
Number 3, she is forgiving. Ephesians 4:32 says, "Be kind and compassionate and forgive each other in the same way the Lord forgave you."
I think that's a powerful trait. I think that quality is so empowering, not even just for the relationship and the husband, but for the woman herself, just to have that capacity to be able to do that. So I definitely can see how that is included in the list.
Number 4, she is faithful and loyal to her husband. Hebrews 13 verse 4 says, "Give honor to marriage and remain faithful to one another." Number 5, she covers her marriage and her husband in prayer. This is important because if you have a husband who is an unbeliever or who is drifting away from the Lord, by your faith, he will be healed.
What I like about this is that one thing that the feminine brings to a divine union is that she is the connection to the spiritual realm, and she is the person who helps to keep her man on track, right? That's one thing, that's a power that women add to relationships. So I can see that coming through in what she just said there.
The Bible says, if any one of them does not believe the word, they may be won over without words by the behavior of their wives. So ladies, pray for your husband. Number 6, she doesn't try to control her husband. Proverbs 21 verse 9 says, "Better to live on a corner of a roof than to share a house with a quarrelsome wife." And quarrelsome means like to pick fights or to nag all the time.
That one's very important because in my opinion, and to be honest, what can be clearly seen and observed is there are no healthy relationships with people who think it's normal to argue, fight, and quarrel all of the time. It's very weird.
And number 7, he puts God first. This is the most important one. It probably should have been number 1, but Proverbs 3 verse 6 says, "In everything you do, put God first."
That's natural because you can't have a divine godly union if divine source or God is not at the center of it, because that will keep both people on track. So that's very important.
He will direct you and crown your efforts with success. And that is 7 roles of a biblical wife.
And just like I said in the last video, I think all of this stuff is very important. We have so much ego in this day and age. We have so much pride and arrogance. So we don't just want to learn from, principles and scriptures that have already set out things that would help so many people. This is the reason why relationships today are so chaotic, immoral. The moral standards of relationships and families today are decaying because we're swaying from, the principles that are set out in texts and scriptures just like this. So it's actually crazy to me that people always complain about relationships, state of society, state of the dating market, and so on. But it makes sense because no one has these qualities that this girl was listing here. If more women had these qualities, then they'd attract the type of man who is deserving of this, which would fulfill them. And, it would be the same the other way around too. But that's why I personally think it's important that people stop, you know, trying to be, stop allowing themselves to be led by their own ego and mind, and come learn a bit, you know, learn a bit from old age texts such as this that can actually help you and your relationship. But anyway, I want to know what you think, right? So comment down below, let Reemus know, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.